Hey everyone, Vladimir is here with our multi-platform game development tutorial, part 23. So we have our stats, we can upgrade the character, and we can unlock the new ones, but the problem is that the stats do nothing. Today, let's change this, and let's make the stats work and affect the stage of the game actually. So, here we go, without further ado. Let me open our project, and first, let me get to our game progress file. You know, we had those variables like player damage and max player lives. I think those can safely be removed, and do the same with their keys. Save key player damage and save key lives max. Remove them. Remove saving and loading of those values, and also remove the assignment of player lives, or rather don't remove it. Alright, we can adjust it a bit later. So, right, there we've done this part. Now let's get to the actual stat computation. You see the way it works right now, there's enough for us to know the level when we complete the stats, when we calculate them. So we just go to character record, and I think we need to introduce the functions which return the character level based on the stats. For example, function to get the max HP. Let's say we pass the level to it, and then we return those 3, like we had 3 max HP, plus level divided with levels for HP upgrade. So this is that simple. Let's introduce the other things for damage. Get player, or rather get damage. Let's make it simple. Level, we pass the level, we return 1, plus level divided with levels for attack upgrade. See, it's that simple. Do the same for HP again. Get HP restored, pass the level, return 1 plus level divided with levels for HP regen upgrade. So that sounds pretty simple. What is there to change? We need to get the bonus spawn reduction, and it's not that simple. We do not want the player to upgrade it infinitely and then, you know, the bonuses will spawn all the time. So I think it makes sense if we introduce some sort of diminishing returns, meaning that player will upgrade it, but the effect eventually will flatten out. So let me give you an example. Get bonus spawn reduction. We pass the level, and let's calculate our actual bonus spawn level. It's level divided by levels for bonus spawn upgrade, and after that we just return bonus spawn level divided with 30 plus bonus spawn level. 30 is just a random number for me. I just use the calculator to find out what might make sense, and I just simply implemented it. So just leave the command 30 enables diminishing returns. X divided by x plus 30 always gives less than 1. So the bonus time will never get reduced to 0. It might get very close if the player has played lots of time, but for now I would not worry about this. So for now, let's go to the player class, and you see where our max lives are assigned. I think it makes sense if we call some sort of an external function. We removed it from game progress, but let's introduce the function which will be called get player maximum HP. It's not defined yet, but let's do this, because we were going to use it from multiple parts, at least what I can imagine. So the premise is quite simple. We just take the current character that is selected. We just check the character record, current character, and after that we just take it from the characters, and we just check it during the current character, and we return get max HP, and we pass the levels of the current character. It may seem a bit tedious, and it is tedious, I'm not gonna lie, but this is something that needs to be done, so we'll just ace through it, because sometimes if this is your first game, it does not matter how good it is, but you need to finish it and you need to deliver it. That's the basic success when you do something for the first time in game development. That's what I feel. So that we need to go to game logic, and you know, there basically we need to get rid of the player damage. Let's replace it by get player damage. The same function, let's make a getter with the similar mechanics. We take the current character and we call the get damage function and pass the level. Since we're here, let's also introduce the function to get HP restored or HP regenerated. I'll call it get player health restored, and we just return the get HP restored value. Diminishing returns should be a bit trickier, but I see no reason why it should not work. Let me just introduce it. Let me name it get player bonus reduction. Yep, that should do it. That should be good enough, and I'm pretty sure it's going to work all right. I'm sorry for doubting it, but with those tasks I just get to check a bit. I get a bit confused, so I just record things down, then I calculate it, and then I just calculate it again, because I don't want to misinterpret some things. Alright, so we get the attack, we remade the attack, so now the attack bonus pickup will deal the right damage according to the current situation of the player's actively selected character. Let's do the same for the player lives. Get player health restored. That should do it. That's the trick. We get the get HP restored. That sounds just about right. Then we get the damage, and yeah, it seems okay. I think everything is okay. And the last thing that we need to adjust is probably our spawn. Yeah, you see we have this bonus spawn interval constant. We need to remake it, and it shouldn't be a static. It should just be final float bonus spawn interval. We should assign it in the game logic by itself. We take the value of the bonus reduction. Now we actually take the base value 20f, which we had, and then we multiply it by 1 minus our game progress get player bonus reduction. So the idea is, because our reduction cannot ever reach 0, there will always be some kind of value in bonus spawn interval, and I think this is all that we need. So right, I think that should do it. So the stats are probably working. Let me just run the game to see what's going on real fast. I'm just starting the game. There will probably nothing be changing, well, except I do more damage because I've already leveled up the human, but I'm more worried about the bonus spawn times. I think it's okay. I think it's alright. Great, so everything seems to be working. I'm shutting the game down, and you know, we have the stats working. This is great, this is amazing, the game is almost complete. But one thing that we need to do is we need to show those stats for the player, so he would not be left guessing. And the best place to do it is our character selection screen, and we need to adjust it First, I think we need to write the stats to the right of the player's icon. So first thing that we need to do is we need to adjust our hero sprite. And to do this, we just, instead of dividing the position of the hero sprite by 2, we divide it by 4. So the sprite is going to be moved to the left side and the right side remains open. So that sounds great, but we also need to write those stats. And to write them, we need to write them on the right side. And our arrows are kind of going to disturb the screen positioning. So I think we need to move our next and previous character arrows to the top. And to do this, we just adjust the height a bit of those buttons from just simply middle of the screen. We push it to the upper half of the screen. Let me show you what I mean. My intermediate screen is going to look like this. You see our player move to the left, we see the level of the player, and our arrows are on top. But they don't look very much aligned. I will check it out later, but for now, let me just introduce the stat buttons. So to do this, we're going to write 4 labels with the stats, and since this action is quite repetitive, I suggest we make a function for it. Let me just make a function which returns the label, and with that label we're going to position the elements correctly. One label will be under another, so that's why we're returning it, only for positioning purposes. Let's call it prepare stat label. We pass this text which is going to be displayed on the label, we pass the position of the label, and we pass the label style of the label, and we'll call it text style. Right, so what's going to happen? We create a new label, label LBL, new label, we pass the text, we pass our text style, we set the position of the label. First we set alignment to the left, align left, then we set position of the label by X and Y, then we add our label to the stage, and then we return it. So this should be alright. Now let's go to where we add this hero sprite to the stage and adjust it. Let's just have our stat labels under it. Prepare stat label, first damage, we just gain progress, get player damage. After that we just pass the middle of our stage, but we take the height of our hero sprite, so the top uppermost label will be at the same level as our hero. I think it will make for a nice arrangement, and we pass our default text style because there's not much point to alter it. Then I just take and copy this line and I reassign the stat, but here, before the stat is returned and reassigned, I just take the position of the stat and minus the height of the stat. So I think that should do it. I'll rename the text to HP, game progress, then get player max HP. After that, do the same, similar to labels. Only the last one should not do any assignments. So this should return the heal value, and it just shows get player health restored, and actually the bonus reduction, I don't know if we should show it. Just call it BNS, which doesn't make much sense, but let me check if it's working alright. Get bonus reduction. Let's see how it works. Let's see if it works. Right, so it's almost okay, but not really. Alright, let me see how we can change it. We can move it. First, forget about the bonus. Well, this one has to go, that's for sure. Then, let me just say that I need to reposition the stats. Yeah, they're too close to each other. I don't know why the height is being so influenced by them. Let me just recheck what's going on. Set position. Then I think it's okay. But obviously it's not working that well. Alright. You know what? Let me use the fixed value and check what's going on. Because I've checked it on my previous code and it was okay. Let me just see what's going on. As I say, debugging is part of the process. You see, for now it looks somewhat okay, but you can never know what happens next. So if you can, try to understand what's going on. Overall, I don't think using the fixed values is a good idea, but right. Well, here we have something. I think it's some progress. We display what's going on. We display the damage, HP, and heal, and I think actually it makes sense if we make the bonus displayed. So let's not be lazy. That's number one point when you do something. Don't be lazy. I'm using the DNS value, and let me just check. Get bonus reduction value. Let's make a new function. Get bonus reduction value. Alright, everyone, and then we just check it. We check the current character, and we are going to divide the level of the current character by the current character's level for bonus spawn upgrade. Essentially, we just return some value which can be evaluated how often the bonuses are spawning. I think this should help the player. This function should be integer. This function should return the integer, and let's see how's it going. Alright. So today you see that we implemented the stat display. It's not everything, but I think it's something. So next time we are going to work on modifying this defeat window and to just general bug fixing and levels, and we also need to include the sound to the game. But overall, I think the game is closing to the finish, and the second section of the tutorial is coming to an end. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time, and Vladimir is out. Bye.